And we're back, episode 26. Why do we keep doing this? That's just my episode name. Anyway, we got a lot of rundown to do, but we're also going to take some time.
You're sounding really sad. Like I read it's like, why do we keep doing this? Yours was just very dour. Like,
why?
Why do we keep doing?
Why? It's like Nancy Kerrigan. Why?
I don't get that reference.
You ever watch that Tanya Harding?
Oh
movie?
yeah, I did.
Yeah, there you go. That's
okay.
Nancy Kerrigan who got whacked by the.
Oh, she get whacked.
Well, she got whacked.
Oh, she get whacked. But when I hear whacked, that's the Italian. Hey, good old Joey Pants got whacked the other day because they didn't know when to shut the fuck up.
But Maron, you go and you look at it. They are Italian, so that did the whacking.
Hey, Madonna Mani, I'm Italian too.
Where's my gabagool? Okay, where's my gabagool?
Honey, some gabagool.
Anywho, welcome to the show about shows. I am Dutch McAllister.
Hi, Dutch.
And along with us, we got the aviator who's away from. He's just I don't know.
Junk was in your face for a second.
Well, we have to do a lot of aerobics around here.
And even though the editor's not here right now, Jordan Pearson's in the studio as well.
As
always.
We'll get there. Hold on. Where's Jordan? Where are you, buddy?
I don't know anymore.
Where are you? I don't see you.
No, the editor's still not paying attention. It's all
he's
good.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm here.
Oh dear
God. I look very dark.
You know what?
Like I'm in a whole
you're right.
sequestered room.
You're right across from me. I just noticed.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, it's weird that you're right across from me. That's kind of strange, isn't it?
Hey, you want to turn that? Let's see how it looks without him back.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. This is stuff that we should figure out on the air, not off the air.
Yeah, well, we every day. Hey, there's new lights every day on the show because. Look at that.
How about now? Well,
yeah.
That
actually looks pretty good for me. I have more flesh tone.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Oh, I like going blue.
Woo.
Hey, you.
Although now Dutch looks bad.
I don't care. I'm blue.
All right.
I'm blue, Mr. B, the blue guy. I'm indeed a blue guy. I'm indeed a blue guy.
I like the blue.
So we got a lot of things going on this week.
We're talking Joaquin
Phoenix. We got some Brad Pitt and some Tommy Lee Jones. That is not Tommy Lee, as in
the drummer.
The drummer. We also talking with a little bit of Sly Stallone. And we're going to do other things like maybe talk about yesterday or tomorrow or the day before that. And we're going to get frank with you.
So
we're going to be very frank with you as well. So first off though, I got a question, Mr. JP.
I have an answer.
Mr. JPO.
Yes.
Anything going on with you? Anything exciting you want to talk about? I saw a death match. Not too long ago, and it was something.
Yeah, we do those now. If you love your ultra violence in professional wrestling, we do that now here at RPW live in Fort Myers, Florida.
Yeah, it was something that I can't get out of my head.
Cinder blocks, glass, and more.
Yes,
and we'll be back October the 20th. It's a very special event because all the proceeds will benefit the American suicide prevention. So
that's fantastic. I saw something
and do our part.
Get stop the suicide, stop the bullying, because bullyings lead to suicide. So
absolutely,
two things that we hold dear in our hearts.
Let's motivate one another. Let's not drag each other down. I love you. You love me. We're a big happy family.
Okay, Barney. I love that show.
And then also October 20th, I'll be in Port Richey, ACW live on Club WWN.
Can't wait. That's going to be, again, when is that? September, October? I just lost my October.
I literally just said it. October 20th, Port Richey, Golfview Event Center, ACW, Hollow Reckoning is the name of the pay-per-view. For just $9.99, not only do you get Hollow Reckoning, but every other Evolve show. If you subscribe now, this weekend you got 2 Evolve shows coming up.
Unbelievable.
You get Shine FIPs in a few weeks in November. Yeah. So it's definitely worth the 10 buckaroos.
Well, I'm excited, and I can hear the inflection in your voice. You're excited as well. You've just been doing a lot of things lately. You've just been running ragged.
I'm tired, but I am happy to be here with you two lovely people.
So
Custom Golf Builders Inc. also one of the sponsors.
So here's what we're going to do.
Yes.
We are going to start it off with the biggest news of the week. Made a ton of money this weekend. The first movie we got, and so we're going to start it off. Yeah, no, we're starting it off fresh. We're going with The Joker, and I got to tell you, director Todd Phillips' Joker centers around Arthur Fleck, who is indelibly portrayed by Joaquin Phoenix. He is a man struggling to find his way in Gotham's fractured society. A clown for hire by day, he aspires to be a stand-up comedian at night. Kind of sounds like you, Jay. But finds the jokes always seem to be on him. Caught in a cynical existence between apathy and cruelty, Arthur makes one bad decision that brings him about a chain of reaction of escalating events that culminates him in making him the Joker. This stars Joaquin Phoenix, Robert De Niro, Francis Conroy, Zazie Beetz, Glenn Fleischer, Shea Wiggum, Brent Cullen, Douglas Hodge, and Mark Maron. I'm going to just do a hot take real quick on this. The first thing I said whenever we watched this, you've watched it a few times. The only thing I could say after watching this movie, a beautiful movie. Just a beautiful movie. Performances, unbelievable. Just the tapestry that was created, by these characters. It was just wow. At the end of the day, what are your thoughts on that, Jordan? I mean, just.
Yeah, man. So I saw it opening night Thursday. Unfortunately, that was your plan as well, but you couldn't make it due to obligations with your family. So I went, and then a few days later, not about 4 or 5 days later, you said you were going, and I said, you know what? I'm in, man. I want to see it again. So obviously, I really dug it. I'm not a big repeat watcher, especially in the theaters, because I like to give myself some time, forget a little bit, not just go scene by scene. I know what's going to happen. But I enjoyed seeing this. I also enjoyed even seeing it twice because you get to see it from maybe a slightly different perspective, kind of knowing where you're getting at. As you said, it's beautifully shot. It obviously is very dark. Don't get me wrong, but it's well shot by Todd Phillips, who I think also directed School for Scoundrels,
and he did the Hangover
trilogy. I just started rewatching War Dogs, which is also kind of interesting flick as well.
Yeah.
And Joaquin Phoenix, man, I mean,
a tour de force.
You, as I said to someone else recently too, like it is truly a performance where you forget you're watching Joaquin Phoenix. You think you're watching Arthur Fleck. He is absolutely in it to win it from the get-go here. Heartbreaking performance is a performance despite some of the things he does in the films that you can kind of cope with, and you kind of get where that character is coming from, and interesting stuff too, man. If you're really deep down into the lore, they're gonna do some different stuff with Joker than you've ever seen before, including even with his laugh that I was interested in, because maybe this is not a one-off anymore. There's rumors, but so far as we know right now, this is a one-off, and I'd love to see more of these kind of hot one takes on certain characters here, and we do, man. Despite the fact that we've had Heath Ledger and now Jared Leto, we got another Joker, which at first I was like, I'll admit, at first I was thinking, do we need another take on the Joker? We just saw it 2 years ago. We saw it fantastically done several years ago with Ledger. And yeah, he tackled it in a different way. And if he doesn't get nominated, it's going to be pretty messed up, because he's definitely worth it. Everyone else is really good. Francis Conroy is fantastic as a mother here.
Yeah.
Like you said, even De Niro, who's not in it much. No one else is really in it all that much. It's definitely Joaquin's movie. But even De Niro,
I think
some
Brett
of the
Cullen,
last scenes was great. He's Bruce Wayne's dad.
Thomas Wayne.
Thomas,
so.
yeah. And he's really good in the couple things he does. Zazie Beetz as the next door neighbor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really, really liked it.
What about
it? It started off a bit slow, about the first 15 or 20 minutes. And I love the Joker. I've loved them, since day one. I've got posters of him in my house from years ago. It started off to get slow, but then it just after the setup, 15, 20 minutes, it just.
It is a slow burn, but I think as it went along, I honest to God, I don't know, you probably didn't notice, but I started slowly getting a smile on my face throughout the film, because just watching the manifestation of Joaquin Phoenix slowly getting nudged into the psychopath that we all know and love. I know that's kind of weird to say it that way, but he is a treasured villain character for generations. And to me, you brought up Jared Leto. I the worst Joker of them all, and so you would want to rank them. I would say Joaquin's probably leading. Heath is right behind him, but I like them both because they brought different things to the part.
I'd have a hard time ranking them just because, like you said, I think they're so different. it's almost unfair for me to directly say, yeah, Ledger over Joaquin, or even vice versa, Joaquin over Ledger.
Yeah, and
I
then,
think they're both fantastic.
Jack Nicholson. I'm just gonna say I'm putting him in third place.
He's
a
distant but still great third. Like I mean, that's not a bad bronze.
No, it's not. So I just found it fascinating. What
is the media a little bit weird about the movie just for the fact that they would traditionally just want the Joker to be a bad character when he's kind of set up in this movie to be a like a hero of the villains because of all the hardship that he's facing.
Correct, and I was reading. I wish I would have actually saved this review that I read, but because I started reading a lot of reviews after I watched the film because I didn't want to read anything to spoil it or anything like that. And one actually just said the violence was too real. I'm like, how stupid of a comment? Pack your bags, my friend. You shouldn't be in the movie business anymore. Because how is it violence is too real? Because they developed an actual character that actually could be a real person.
Right. That's what I.
And so people didn't.
It.
And people didn't.
There was no
agree
little
with
magic watch that zipped the guy up to the top of the building. There was no. Yeah. This was an actual. Yeah. That's what I actually. Because I'm normally not into. All of the superhero things and all that, but the fact that this was so real made it fantastic. No gadgets or nothing.
I don't know if I'd kick him out of Hollywood like you, Dust, but I do agree with sometimes that's what movies are, guys. Movies can absolutely be an escape and be fun and the magic watch, but then sometimes movies do take on real life issues and take on these real life kind of concepts. Yeah. And so if this isn't good, then let's never, let's kill so many other movies. Like you said, it's got. It's inspired by Taxi Driver, so should we have never let that be seen again? And that's
what I'm saying. And people take it too literal, but other than I really love this film. I put it up there. Probably actually I was I go in with an open mind with most of these because you don't know what it's really going to be like. But I look at it as cracked. I know the top 10 for a fact in my book. I don't know where I'm going to put it at the end. But it's a strong top 5 contender. I think in my mind. Like I said, it's just a powerful film. It brings up a lot of social thought process as well. Are we because people need to not be turned away when they need help. I'm not saying that any help would have helped Joaquin as he's right there dancing. But I don't think that that it would have helped the Joker at all. To be honest with you, a little bit more love and care, I don't think that would have helped. I think he was already getting pushed down those roads, and I think the validation of the crowd for what happens in the film kind of helps him rationalize it's okay to be who he is, and at the same time just turn the switch and just go full on.
He didn't create that whole thing. It was well written.
Yeah.
It was.
So we're gonna snowflake it up. Aviator, what do you got for us? How many snowflakes you got up on it?
I'll give it 4.5 because it's hard to be a perfect 5 for me. The beginning was the only thing I was just a little bit. I'm like, come on, I hope this doesn't suck or whatever. And then right about the time I said that, woof. Yep. The setup was a little bit. That's it. But other than that, I mean, it's hard. I can't even think of a 5 off the top of my head for me, except for maybe Forrest Gump or something. But 4.5. I love the film. Go see it.
I'm gonna jump in there. We're gonna go with. You know what? I gave it a 5. I just love the rendition. I walked away happy. Just like I said, I smiled. I think I was one of the only few people who laughed at the very end a little bit. It's a very dark, morose film, but it captured me, held me from the very beginning, and so I give it a 5. Mr. Owens, what do you give it over there, boss man?
I liked it a lot too. I not struggled, but I had the thought process of both. 4.5 ran through my mind.
Yeah.
5 ran through my mind. But I'm going to disagree with you, Dizzle, because I'm going to say every once in a while, you got to give out a 5, because what's the point of having a 5 scale if you don't occasionally give out a 5?
I give them out too
This
often.
is a 5 for me.
I give out, you guys don't like it, but I give out 5s a little bit too freely, I think, sometimes. But
man, some movies, man, here, this thing had me from the beginning. As I said, it's rewatchable. I'll see it a third time.
You guys want to go see it
by
again,
the Blu-ray. Yeah, we might.
I will be watching it again.
You wouldn't mind a second.
I saw it on IMAX and I loved it.
See, I was
know
gonna.
you were interested in that. You guys can go see IMAX. Let me know.
Yeah, no. So 455.
Have that pass for the.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Yeah.
Does that get you into?
No, sir.
Different.
It's a surcharge. You spend like another $5-6.
So it's half.
But
because we've already paid up the 15 or whatever it is that's up there. So we just pay the difference. What else?
Coming up next, we got Ad Astra, a paranoid thriller. You know, paranoid thriller. A paranoid thriller in space that follows Roy McBride, played by Brad Pitt. Man, what an ugly guy, am I right? On a mission across an unforgiving solar system to uncover the truth about his missing papa and his doomed expedition that now, 30 years later, threatens the universe. This one had Brad Pitt, Tommy Lee Jones, Ruth Negga, Liv Tyler, and Donald Sutherland. Tell me about this, because this is a bit of a polarizing film I've seen. I've seen 5 stars. I've seen 1 star, although that's from people that aren't critics. But what do you think?
I was blown away by it. I thought, yes, again, another slow burn. I mean, this one is too slow for some, but I just found it a very captivating performance. Another, you know what? This could be Brad Pitt's year. For just captivating performances as playing, the Roy McBride, who's the son of, I can't remember the other McBride, but that is Tommy Lee Jones. But I found his performance just heartbreaking and just stunning, just to see what it is to be. You know, I would think that we would be in the same condition if we had to go to space, if we were traveling moons apart from our families, and just the isolation alone, you know, in some of those scenes. Yeah, they look kind of repetitive, but at the same time, it's unbelievable. And then he finds, you know, the meaning of where he should be, you know, because he was always trying to please his father in this film. Clifford McBride, thank you, played by Tommy Lee Jones, and you know, and they dabble a little bit with the Liv Tyler relationship with Brad Pitt in it. They don't, you know, and I'm glad it doesn't get bogged down in that little bit. But I think it's a journey of self-discovery and man's importance to the world and to themselves. I found it just a great film, very just. You know, like I said, it kind of reminded me a little bit of a Stanley Kubrick, you know, 2001 type film, but it's just a good movie. Again, it's a very slow movie, so just brace yourself. It's not action, except for like 2 scenes, you know, like they think like 20 or 30 minutes into the movie where they have a little moon altercation. And that's the only real action I think in the whole film, in my mind. That's really jazzy. But what are your feelings on this? Because we both watched it together. You sat right by me.
2002, another space odyssey. So yeah, I'm a little bit in the middle. I think it's another beautiful film, beautiful performances by Pitt, and I'll even give credit to Tommy Lee Jones, who, again, even more so than Joaquin to a degree, this is very much Brad Pitt's movie. Yeah. People come in and out of it a little bit, very tiny bit of Liv Tyler. Towards the end, you finally get a little bit of Tommy Lee Jones. I believe Jamie Kennedy was supposed to be in and then got cut. You see him, but I don't think he ever speaks. But yeah, I'm sorry. This thing, yeah, as you said, it was slow. Holy shiznit, is this thing slow? It definitely takes its time, which I'm usually not opposed, but I did want it to speed up a little bit. I do feel like this could have been just written or edited with a little chunks taken off, a little less introspective, you know, monologue, and I think sometimes it's style over substance, in my opinion here. With that being said, it's still great. It's style, and there's some good substance here between Pitt and Jones. So I'm gonna give it snowflake in it.
Hold on. We got one more review.
Holy crap! That's right. Another one. All three of us saw.
I liked it.
What did you think about it? I mean, just you know,
I liked it. I liked the space shots. I thought all that worked great. You know, I thought it did like a gravity thing. It all was, you know, very realistic. I liked the different, you know, it talks about it, you know, the problem or whatever, then it stepped right through it. I mean, you see it for what it is.
The baboons in space scene was amazing.
What's that?
The baboons in space scene.
Yep, all that was cool. Oh, everything was great. I thought it was all great. You know, I enjoyed it. You want me to rate it?
Yeah, go ahead and then
I'll give it 3. I'll give it 3, maybe a 3.5 because I like it more than average.
Okay.
Which one, Dizzle?
I'll go 3.5. It's not quite 4, but I'll go 3.5. But I like Brad Pitt, And I thought it was a beautiful movie, and I'm gonna watch it again also because I gotta get back into it. And then who was the director? James Gray.
I believe I'm not really sure.
Which he is, that sounds right. James Gray, who, by the way, knows how to make a good slow film. Another great one with Brad Pitt, actually underrated, is The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
Yes, that was very good.
Which I thought was slightly underrated, actually. So, and that one's a bit of a slow. Well, not a bit of a. It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn, yeah.
And but I actually really
sometimes
enjoyed that one.
it can be torture for some.
That's what I mean. Like, this is for instance, my brother did not like this at all. I think you, like you said, go into the right expectations as well. Know what you're getting yourself into. Which I had kind of felt from the trailers here. When I heard the premise, I thought we were getting Interstellar, but then once I saw the trailers, I was like, oh no, we're getting a much more introspective,
a deeper movie.
I'm actually right on board with Dizzle. I'm gonna say 3.5, 3.5.
Well, I'm the one who's going to dissent. I gave it 4.
I figured, which is fine, yeah.
And it could have gone 3.5 if something wouldn't have gone right for you, but I enjoyed it. Like you say, you just got to watch it for what it is. And if you know what you're going to watch, you won't be as disappointed like your brother. It sounds like he was looking for more of a space cowboys type film. I don't know.
Well, I just think a movie like this, even if he maybe knew what he was heading into, it's not his cup of tea. So, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea for sure.
What are some movies that he likes? Just out of curiosity.
Transformers and Michael Bay and sorry, he might listen to this too. I love you, bro. Anything Terminator, and
he's an action. He's more of an action.
He's looking, like he'll never see Down Abbey.
What?
What? Looking forward to this new Terminator with the.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm looking forward to this thing too.
Hamilton, my future wife.
Well, you better hurry. You better hurry. Hey, the next film we're going to cover is we're going to cover it because Rambo: Last Blood is what we're going to talk about. John Rambo must. Well, I was trying to figure out what kind of throwback am I doing here.
Next, we're going to cover.
Yeah,
we're definitely going to cover it.
We got no choice because we saw it. But no, Rambo: Last Blood. John Rambo must confront his past and unearth his ruthless combat skills again to exact revenge in a final mission, a deadly journey of vengeance. This film marks the last, hopefully, chapter of this legendary series. It stars Sylvester.
Maybe. What was the box office for this?
Very little, actually.
Okay, it's the last one then.
But you got Sylvester Stallone, Paz Vega, Sergio Perez Manchetta, Adriana Braza. Thank you. Drink. Yvette Monreal, Joaquin Castro, Oscar Hernandez or something. Again, drink. And Jeannie Kim, a.k.a. Yana Han. But
why does Jeannie Kim have 2 names?
I don't know, but that's how it was in the credits on the site. I got to tell you, it was more depressing than I have ever saw Rambo be. It was very depressing, this film. It was not like a happy, violent film like there usually are. There's always some people going around getting, I'm just saying, I like the bloody violence, the mindless violence, and sometimes that makes me happy. But this one, I was kind of like, what the hell? I mean, this is, I know you want to get to the point of him kicking ass and taking names, but did we have to go through that extra guttural shot? I'm not going to ruin what happens in the film because people want to watch a good Rambo film, and this is probably not going to be it, so watch the last one. But yeah, I found it very forced in some scenes. Very you and I cringed. We were watching, there's a scene, I'll just tell you, is it all right if I talk about this scene?
Talk about the
where he basically tears the man's collarbone out and he starts wanting to snap it in two, and they show the collarbone into it, and we're both sitting there going, and that's never really happened.
Were we alone?
We
were close to it.
We were close to it. There was a couple upstairs making out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, she got upset a couple times. She
stormed
out.
Us.
No, she got stormed out because her boyfriend was acting the mick, I guess, because I think he wanted to watch the film, but yet she had other plans, and I don't know. I can't speak for other people in the theater, but all I know it was what you expect when you go in to watch a Rambo film, spectacular death, spectacular everything, gratuitous of everything as well. Jordan, help me out here. What did you give me something about this film that I could say that?
So Rambo, man, I was a little excited for this. I love a good bloody time. The last one, well, not great. Definitely passes the time and gives you what you want. Rambo killing fools and lots of fools at that. Yeah. So I went in this one with, mild but like decent expectations. And I don't know, man. I just thought it didn't do almost anything for me. As you said, first of all, these are all very dour films. The last one's very sad and messed up. The last one's got like rape and like children murder.
I didn't see anything wrong with that.
Super dour time.
I guess maybe I was different in my days.
This one just felt so much more cliched. It throws in all of a sudden now he's got like a niece he's protecting or whatever she was to him.
Yeah. We've yet to figure that part out.
And I don't really know the timeline either. And I don't know, man. And the thing too is it just like I said, it left me going like, all right, like even towards the end, it's bloody, which is kind of fun, but at the same time, it's just one after the other. There's nothing special about it. There's no unique fight scenes. There's no saving it. Like the last one had a whole big trying to get people out, and like there's a little bit of some cool back and forth with him and also the gang. He has like a crew last time. Yeah. This one just it's one of those ones with just one by one. They're all falling to him, and like it's a couple of cool like, oh, that was bloody. Oh, that was bloody, but
it was a little schmaltzy at the end as well, with the flashbacks from all the Rambos, and then they had the nerve, and this is what I got very upset with, and it probably lost a half a star because of this, maybe more. But they showed flashbacks of the movie I just watched. Who does that with flashbacks in a movie?
Yeah, we're guys.
There's Stallone, 72 years old, making knives at a fiery pit. But I just was.
But yeah, I just think this is a weak chapter in the franchise for me personally.
Yeah. So it's a bad note to go out on, really.
In a way, I think the last one probably could have been very suffice to end on. But if this one had made money, we probably would have gotten one more anyway. But
then we would have watched it still. We still would have watched it. Don't get me wrong. If they, that's how bad we are with watching movies.
What do you flick it?
2. 2 snowflakes. I had 2.5, but then I thought, as we talked, it pissed me off a little bit more because of the flashbacks at the end. I forgot about that until I just started remembering the movie more. I just don't flashbacks, especially the movie we just saw. Okay, it does not help me. It doesn't help me.
Well.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's like, where did I go wrong in this movie?
No. He's flashbacking to when he had 2.5 from you. He lost that half.
I went somewhere wrong with this movie. I don't know.
The only thing I'm going to disagree with you is I never had a half for it. I'm going to give it 2. Like I said, it's not a dreadful film. I guess you'll maybe kind of get what you want out of it. I just personally didn't feel like I did. I just felt like I got a weak chapter in the franchise.
Well, but if you've seen every chapter, you should just go watch this one just to do it. I guess.
Yeah, like I said,
you got to complete the circle.
If you really want to see some John Rambo, you're gonna get John Rambo killing fools in a couple of cool, gory ways. Like I said, I didn't hate the beginning. Like once he started trying to find the niece who gets taken into this drug ring, then it kind of gets interesting for a few minutes there,
and then it just goes down south again. Then it just picks up, and then it just goes south again. It didn't know what it wanted to be.
Last Blood, that is a solid 2 from both me and the Dutch Meister.
Did you get a chance to watch that one, Aviator?
No, I did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, here's the movie we didn't see yesterday, but it's called Yesterday.
Have you seen Yesterday?
Yes.
Here comes a three-peat.
Yep. There we go.
So Jack Malik is a struggling singer-songwriter in an English seaside town whose dreams of fame are rapidly fading, despite the fierce devotion and support of his childhood best friend Ali. After a freak bus accident during a mysterious global blackout, Jack wakes up to discover that the Beatles have never existed. Performing songs by the greatest band in history to a world that has never heard them, Jack becomes an overnight sensation with a little help from his agent. This one starred Himesh Patel, Lily James, Joel Fry, Kate McKinnon, and Ed Sheeran, as well as Robert Carlyle, who plays... No, I'm not going to spoil it. Don't you either.
I only did that for me. because because I had to hunt that down. It was hard to find because he's not credited. Who plays that character?
Who's Robert Carlyle?
I don't remember, but I know the name.
Okay.
I've
28 Weeks Later.
I think so.
Okay,
but he
that is him. I can see that now.
Yeah, he did a great job. So,
Anywho,
yeah.
So yesterday, this was a film I wanted to see in theaters. Just happened to be one of those occasions where it just kind of kept passing me by, and I got busy, or James didn't want to go.
Well, I didn't want to see it because I had a lot of singing.
Good singing. It's a fucking Beatles.
I know. There's nothing wrong with the Beatles. I just don't like a lot of concert scenes.
We could have seen this movie.
You know what?
I did finally see it, though.
I'll tell you one thing this movie helped me. I've always liked the Beatles, somewhat, right? I've always liked them and appreciated
What a
their
crazy
songs.
stance to make.
I like them somewhat.
You heard it here, folks. All three of us are
like
okay
them.
with the Beatles.
I like them, but I like them more after this film. Can you believe it took this film? And you know what it was?
Yeah.
It was those two people that actually knew the songs that was following them around, and then finally corner them in the room and are like,
No
man.
spoilers.
Yeah.
That's a good revelation, though, of those two characters. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I like those two characters. But then at that moment, when that admiration, and then they talked about that, I'm like, you know what? They're absolutely right.
Yeah, the Beatles have contributed a ton of stuff to music
That
all
really
around
helped
us.
me understand.
Hey, dude.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
That Ed Sheeran.
And Ed Sheeran was funny in it, man. Now he's almost a co-star in it.
Yeah.
I kind of dug this movie a lot to a degree here. I thought the leading performance, I look forward to seeing more from Himish, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Yeah, Himish
I thought he
Patel,
was really good here. Has a really nice heart and character here. Someone you definitely kind of root for and can understand why he, makes the decisions he does and kind of gets lost in it there. I enjoyed his friend and roadie, Joel Fry, who I'm not familiar with. Lily James is absolutely adorable as well. You kind of refer to them as a potential couple throughout the film. And the humor itself, man, I don't know if this is spoiling it or not, but I enjoyed there's other stuff besides the Beatles that he constantly finds out.
Yeah. There's things that are missing.
Which is cool.
The big one, we'll just say the big one. That's Coke.
The Beatles. Oh, okay. I was going to say don't spoil it, but all right.
I mean, there's others you'll find out about.
Yeah.
But that was like the biggest one that he finds almost right away at his own home when he's finding out that no one understands who the Beatles are.
I want to remind me too after the show. I want to talk to you about. Did you see the alternate ending?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that if you remember.
Yeah. So tell me about that because I might have to look it up. But
yeah. What do you guys say?
I'll be honest. When you kind of talked me into it, you said, "Well, it's a Danny Boyle film," and I'm like,
"Yeah, Danny Boyle. I'm a big fan of.
He's a hit and miss in my book.
Slumdog Millionaire, Sunshine.
Yeah.
Trance. I'm sure I'm
but
forgetting stuff. Trainspotting.
But he's kind of like a hit and miss in some movies for me, and of course, Slumdog's great. Trainspotting, the first is good, great as well. A lot of memorable scenes.
I've only seen the sequel.
Yeah, the sequel. I don't even talk about the sequel, but it's not that great either.
Oh, I think Robert Carlyle's in the sequel. I think he's no. Yeah, you talk. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, but anyway, though, I gotta tell you though, it to me, the chemistry between, as you said, Himish Patel and Lily James. Very good. I love the chemistry. Joel Fry makes me laugh. Every character that the character that he plays just spot. Kate McKinnon in measured doses was not bad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a big Kate McKinnon fan. So to be able to put her in a movie and be okay with it, and Ed Sheeran, it's not a Game of Thrones appearance, but I'll take it. But yeah, this film, though, at the end of the day, was very good. And again, if you're not a fan of the Beatles, you should probably become one. It's like the
I don't think you need to be. I think it services the story, but
no, I'm saying though, Blinded by the Light, the one movie that you haven't seen yet, which I keep telling you to watch, it made me appreciate more of Bruce Springsteen. So maybe you got to go
watch his documentary concert.
Yes, I am. Thank you. You're coming with me, right?
Are you paying for tickets and popcorn?
It's part of our pass. It'll work.
No, but there's a movie you said you buy me popcorn or something.
It wasn't that one. I
what was
can't
it?
remember.
There is a comparison between these two movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, because they're both done after singers-songwriters,
and they're both about Rocket
Man, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Those are different. Those are different though, because these films they're more like tributes, I think, to the bands. Whereas there's a self-serve. I don't want to say it that way, but more of a self-serving model with, say, the Freddie Mercury movie.
It's also about different ethnicities too. In the band.
And these two are, to me, I just thought these two were great films. Again, top 10 nominees right here for me. Again, it's just a great, powerful film. Funny. It's a rom-com. Almost, so it's just
it has that element, but it doesn't shoehorn it in.
Yeah, it
too
makes
much.
It natural.
Yeah,
it's a naturally
it fits
played
in pretty natural,
story,
which is good.
So, what are we going to give it here, guys? What do you got for me, Jordan?
I'm going 3.5.
Okay, 3.5. Would you?
3.5 too.
You know what? Yeah. The triangle is complete because we're all 3.5. So that's
sometimes
amazing.
We fight. Sometimes we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Straight out pyrotechnics from the producer.
Yeah,
who's going to keep us in at least for. I think we got another. They just bought another season.
Oh, sweet.
8 more episodes at least.
At least 8 more. At least to 30. I think that's 4, right? 4-way. So we have at least 4 more guaranteed episodes. So come out and watch us.
Shut up, Dutch.
I need a viewer. I don't have that many viewers anymore. We got to get more viewers to watch me. Anyway, the next movie we're going to talk about is one that you saw, Jordan. And I'm gonna. Well, actually, the rest of them are going to be you. We got this one. I'll read the next synopsis. Then after that, it's a shotgun for you. Being Frank are the next movie we're going to talk about. I want to watch it. I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it yet. But while celebrating spring break, 17-year-old Phil is shocked to see his father with another woman across state lines. His life gets turned upside down even more when he learns that good old dad actually has an entirely different family living in town. Starring Jim Gaffigan, Danielle Campbell, Logan Miller, Anna Gunn, Alex Karpovsky, Daniel Rashid or something.
I think Rashad.
Rashad. Well, it had a S-H-I-D at the end. Isabel Phillips, Gage Polpenchek Pick. I don't know. He's the other son. And Hayes MacArthur round out the cast. I might have left a few out, but those are the ones.
That's freaking plenty, man.
I know. I could
even your Rambo cast. I was like, dude, some of these people are dead in 5 minutes. Why
well,
are you naming the whole cast?
I just did it because that was all the cast of the movie. So let's just do it. What were your feelings on this? Because this looks like a funny film. I mean, does it get real? Is it serious? How does it go?
Can I be frank with you for a minute?
Yeah, I've always wanted you to be frank with me.
So I read box this not too long ago. Being frank, I like Jim Gaffigan a lot. One of my favorite stand-up comedians here, and he's getting a lot of film roles here. We mentioned before, there's a really serious one where he kidnaps a girl,
a 5-year-old or a 3-year-old or something crazy,
holds her for ransom. He was popped up in that Drunk Parents movie. So much more too. I think at one point he said he had 8 upcoming films on the docket. So being frank, as you said, he's a guy. His son Logan Miller, who I enjoy, he was in
Love, Simon, I believe.
Yes, he's kind of a d-bag in Love, Simon. He's the one that holds him hostage, and he was also in that. I'm talking about it in a little bit here. Oh, Escape Room. He's in that as well. I was playing. I'm like, I have the freaking story in here. Because he was announced for the sequel, actually, and it's an interesting premise here. And the kid he gets himself involved in this new family. He says because the dad has made up a fake best friend, but he says it to both families now to talk about the other families, to the other families. Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, I'm Richard's son," or whatever throughout the film. So he kind of integrates himself into that, forms a relationship with what is technically his sister. And
that's the creepiest part. I was it
does start to get there towards the end.
Yeah.
I liked it though. Unfortunately for me too, it's one of those films where it's all leading up, and then it just it ends, and you don't really fully find out the full consequences and where this family is going. And I would almost like to see if this was like a TV show, like this was like season 1, and then we could pick up season 2 of him trying to piece it back together.
The funny part is, though, when I first saw it, it looked like it was a series for some reason. I was like, "What is that? Is this a series of some sort?" But it turned out to be a movie. So I was
it's just a movie. And
I was thinking the same thing that you're thinking right now. That's how it would be.
It has its moments. It has a couple good laughs here. I enjoyed both wives and a gun from Breaking Bad, and I don't know the name. I'm sure you you had it in your
I think it was
the list
Danielle
name
Campbell,
here.
I believe. Danielle Campbell.
Sure.
She looked like the other one could be the mom.
Yeah, it's something. The other mom was also really good too because you kind of find out like he's almost like two different people here. Like at one point, the girl is like she has a beer, and Logan Miller's like, "What are you doing?" He's gonna see, and she's like, "Oh, he prefers us drinking around him, so we're not stupid, out in public and whatnot." And like that blows his mind that like his dad, who's so strict to him, is more loosey with these kids. But then again, maybe they earned it. You know what I mean? So I thought there's some interesting stuff going on here. I'm gonna go right smack dab in the middle here, 2.5 stars. Worth kind of a check out. Like I said, Redbox, if it's cheap on Google Play that you like to do, check it out. Being Frank.
Being Frank. Not to be confused with the other movie, Being Frank.
There's another Being Frank?
It's the guy with the big old paper mache head. I believe that's a documentary called
That's just Frank.
Oh, it's just Frank?
Well, maybe the documentaries.
It's called Being Frank, I think.
Well, they made a movie about that.
Yeah, I know. I know they made one, The Frank, I think the name of that one was.
I bought it at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah. The next movie I'm going to set you up for. The next movie I'm going to set you up for, that's Being Frank, the documentary. Right there.
Wow, because I've never seen that. I saw the movie with Michael Fassbender, which I quite enjoyed.
I did too.
On a side note,
the next movie I'm going to bring you in on because you told me you saw it, so I'm just going to set you up. It's called Abominable. A magical Yeti must return to his family. Best description I guess I could come up with right now.
Yeah, that's pretty simple. Mine's longer, but yeah, that's very sufficient.
Yeah, and we have Chloe Bennett, Albert Sy, Tizing Norgay, Trainer, Joseph Izzo, Eddie Izzard, Sarah Paulson, and James Hong. I like James Hong. I'm sorry.
I do too. I don't think he's in it very much, but I do too.
I gotta put him in.
Seinfeld 4.
Yeah. So he's in it, and
Kung Fu Panda's dad,
and Big Trouble in Little China. If I'm not mistaken,
know,
he's gonna be at the Spooktacular convention that I'm going to go to. I think
he's Cassandra's dad too.
He's going to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be there with Elvira, but
Cassandra and
Bruce Campbell. But anywho, it's an animated film by DreamWorks, I believe.
Sure, I don't know.
What are your feelings on this film?
So Abominable, yeah. Check this out. I thought it had an okay premise. I think we've seen this before, where got to get the animal back to its home. But this thing it's beautiful. It's got a really good cast, top notch, performances here. The freaking Yeti's adorable and whatnot. And again, it's a really tight, well made children's film. My one niece, who I didn't see, was the one that lives in Arizona, gave it out of 5. She gave it a 16. Wow. So obviously she really enjoyed it.
How's that education system out there in Arizona, everybody?
No,
I'm just messing. She's it's like 11. She turned it up to 11.
Turned it 11. It was out of 5. That's 16. She liked it a lot. My niece, who I did see it with, also enjoyed it quite a lot. She kept feeling like she saw it already. She's like, I've seen this movie. But no, you saw the trailer. I don't know, it was a weird fight we had, but it's got nothing to do with the movie. I had to keep fighting my niece. I was like, you haven't seen the movie. It just came out. Who's bringing in the movies without me?
Yeah.
If so, we got problems. But yeah, this thing it's a sweet tale. I might have teared up maybe once. Not a huge cry session. But maybe once. I mean,
they probably tugged your heartstrings with if and when I don't know because
the
Yeti may die. I don't know what happens.
Yeah, in the end, but she has to shoot it because
he had too many blueberries. He has too many blueberries or something.
Yeah, look at the flowers, Yeti.
Yeah, just look at them. Look at them. They're daisies, aren't they? Daisies. But yeah. So anyway, no. So the film is
Mice and Men is what I was trying to think of.
Mice and Men. Yeah,
she kills the Yeti at the end. Tell me about the future. Yeah. But I'm gonna give it 3.5.
3.5.
I think it's a tight film. I don't know if it's gonna be one of those like classics that you don't know you'll keep watching.
What's the runtime on that? It's like an hour and a half at least.
Sure.
Because I'm gonna watch it, but I just want to know I'm not gonna be stuck in it for 2 hours.
I don't recall by heart if it's an hour.
But it runs pretty well, so it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it keeps you going along. You know what I mean? Like they go on a trek here, and there's a couple things towards the end where you're like. It's one of those endings where there's a couple times I did kind of feel like, all right, you can end it now. You don't got to do the extra and now another action scene, and but
it looks color.
He's free now. He's not free, but now he's free again. Or is he?
It looks colorful. It looks like it's a great.
Absolutely,
film.
yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. You can't imagine literally just the quality of
and
the animation.
Animation's come a long way.
Yeah.
You're going to take us home on this whole segment because you got shotguns now of different stuff. I have no idea. I called it the Jordan gets the yak a little bit more session.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to run through. I just got 3 more for you. 3 more, and I'll run through them as quickly as possible. Sami Dizzle, anyone if you've seen him as well.
Yeah.
Did you see Intruder?
What?
Because I have. A psychological thriller about a young married couple who buys a beautiful Napa Valley house on several acres of land only to find that the man they bought it from refuses to let go of the property. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Megan Good, Michael Ealy, Justice Okora, and a very creepy scene-chewing Dennis Quaid is the homeowner.
Oh, that's the name of that movie.
The
Okay.
Intruder.
I got
Yeah, so he sells this nice couple to his home, but he keeps popping up. All of a sudden, the next day, he says, I swear I'm moving to Florida in a couple of days to visit my daughter. And he pops up and he's mowing the lawn, and he pops up and he's mad that they're putting in light fixtures, and finally it unravels here a little bit here and there. The house guest is smoking, he throws a cigarette out, and all of a sudden the car has like smoke dents with in the car seat, and he's like, who did this? And you find out, of course it's Dennis Quaid, and finally builds up to the end of a little bit of a bloody, violent end here. And again, we saw this kind of similar in a way. Well, it was a love triangle. He does start to have some feelings towards Megan Good here towards the end. And
what movie was that? It was with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, he straight up there you go. Yeah, I was literally waiting for him to be like, here's Dennis or whatever his character name is.
Sorry to interrupt you on that, Jim.
No, but he had 100%.
That right there makes me just want to see that one scene. I don't know why.
If you want, if you ever see it on HBO and it's the last 15 minutes, watch the last 15 minutes.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Skip the build up. It's not a horrible build up, but it's just one of those. It's a B movie.
It's almost like that. What was it? Samuel L. Jackson, where he was in the neighborhood or something.
Oh yeah,
like that.
Lakeview Terrace. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that was.
That one I thought was more interesting because you learn a little bit more about the character, and it's a little bit more believable to a degree. This one, it just felt a little all over the place. Like all of a sudden, I almost don't want to spoil it, but just the way he starts to act. Is it about the property or does he want the girl back? And you find out there's stuff about the daughter you don't know about.
Then you find out he has Alzheimer's. He really didn't know what he was doing the whole time. So,
I didn't. Again, not a movie that I hated, but not a movie I would totally recommend. I'm gonna give it 2 though. I don't think it's a 1-star movie, but I think it's a 2-star.
2 for effort.
2 for effort. 2 for effort. It's framed. Netflix film coming up now, In the Tall Grass. After hearing a young boy's cry for help, a sister and brother venture into a vast field of tall grass in Kansas, but soon discover that there may be no way out, and that something evil may lurk within. Layla Oliveri, Patrick Wilson, Harrison Gilbertson, among more in this movie. See that, Dutch? I named the top 3 guys.
Well, yeah,
I didn't need to name all 17.
Well, you know why? Because you just don't care about these people's credits.
I do, whatever, man. So I dug this out, man. It was a Stephen King film. I decided to put it on, and I liked it, man. I thought it's very atmospheric, it's very claustrophobic. I later on found out it's from the director of Cube. Ever seen the horror movie Cube?
I don't watch horror films, so no.
I
try not to.
I recommend both of these to a degree. I'm not trying to overrate either one of these, but they're both just it's all in one setting, and you would almost think that would get boring here, but the different revelations here and the way they keep going, I thought it was really good. I could see it being a good, kind of, I don't know if it's a full novel or what, or a novella as they say, but I could see it being a good read as well. The different ways you go in and you start to piece together maybe what's going on with Patrick Wilson and his wife and son and the brother and sister, and then there's another character that gets introduced about halfway-ish or more. It is one of those horror movies, though, that as much as the tension was really well done and built up, it starts to kind of falls off the rails towards the end because they're throwing a lot at you all of a sudden, and it doesn't always compute. Some of it's just done. I also felt like there's a couple of really gory shock things, which I'm not against, but I felt like it was thrown in there just to be thrown in there, just to kind of go,
just to get it going.
That was bloody, more so than because it didn't even pay off. And they ended up in the way they ended up with the characters, and it basically became undid anyway sometimes. And
see, that's what I want to watch it. I'm going to probably watch it. It's just that the trailer just freaked the hell out of me. And it just, too, it shows you why be a good Samaritan anymore. Honest to God, if somebody's lost in a big field anymore, I'm going to be saying, hey, just come to my voice. I'm not going in. That's how it seems.
What a really weird conclusion for you to make. based on a fake horror film. So you're ever lost in the woods, you're dead. I ain't helping.
Yeah. You can cry all you want, but you're gonna have to come to my voice because I'll be damned if I'm gonna get lost in that rag of weeds or that corn maze or anything else. Okay, I saw Children of the Corn. I know what's up. Okay, just saying, a bunch of goddamn crazy things going on in there.
Jimmy, you have $1 million smile.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And when you laugh, it is so real. I mean, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
I will never forget your big laughs.
Oh, really?
Bust out on the podcast, just so that you know.
Oh,
I will look back on these shows in infamy, and I will always have a big smile whenever I see.
Is it? Am I dying? Is that what's going on over there?
And I'll remember you for.
I'm telling you, that is great.
And guess what? Next week we're gonna start show about shows with our new co-host Samuel Peters. I can't wait to see Sam. Sam, how are you doing, buddy?
Unlike Jim, his health looks good.
Jimmy, if you get the axe, you know what? I'm still going to clip in little segments of your laughing and stuff. And then
Okay, now you just sound fucking creepy, Jizzle. Like, what are you talking about?
You know what he likes? No, anyway. Anywho, so what? How many?
Do you rate this one?
Yeah. That's.
I rate that conversation you just had 1 star because I don't know what the hell happened. This movie, though, I'll give it 3 stars. That, I believe, is Layla de Oliveira, who I think is actually really good in the film as well.
Yeah.
Credit to the young actor, too, that plays his son that originally lures them in.
Yeah.
Maybe he lured him in, maybe he didn't, but he gets him in, because he's lost.
That's why I give credit to people.
Shut up. Well, he's good, too. Whatever your freaking name is, kid.
I'll pull it up real quick here. Well,
Stephen King wrote that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen King, yeah.
Dizzle, you should watch the show sometime. I did.
It could have been a Bachman book. We don't know. We
Oh
don't know
my
these things.
God,
Bachman
this
book.
guy
We don't-
is on
That was-
fire with. He's just. How many books does he do a year? Like 1, 2.
Well, the thing is, too, now that he's hot, like they're starting to make like his movies again real quick. You know what I mean? Like this is the second or third Netflix movie of his.
Are we going to get a Maximum Overdrive? That would be nice.
I don't know.
Anyway, his name is Willie Bew Jr.
Willie, you did good, Willie.
Or actually, it's Will. I just had him called
And
Willie.
finally, my last film. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I saw Shaft.
Finally! I am so proud of you. I've seen
Well, it just
this.
came out on DVD.
I know, but I love it. I loved it. So
JJ, a.k.a. Jean Shaft Jr., may be a cybersecurity expert with a degree from MIT, but to uncover the truth behind his best friend's untimely death, he needs an education only his dad can provide. Absent throughout JJ's youth, the legendary locked and loaded John Shaft agrees to help his progeny navigate Harlem's heroin-infested underbelly. You got Samuel Mother Effin Jackson,
Woo!
Jesse Effin Usher,
Woo!
Richard Mother Effin Roundtree,
Woo!
Regina Effin Hall,
Woo!
Alexandra Effin Ship, and Clifford Method Man Smith.
whoa!
So saw Shaft, and I kind of saw this a little bit based on your recommendation because you said you had some decent fun.
I loved it. I loved the film. It was fun.
I didn't love it by any means, but I liked it, man. I think this thing does zip along at a decent pace.
Yeah.
It's about a tight, like 2 hours. Like it's more than an hour and a half, hour 40, maybe 2.
The
But
action scenes expand. That's the.
they expand. You have fun with this. Even when Richard Roundtree popped up, I thought he had some fun stuff to do as
Yeah.
well. Decent action set pieces. Not all the humor worked for me. A couple
Always
of jokes
some of it.
fell flat. The shtick sometimes gets old where, what Samuel Jackson says. I don't know. Maybe I disagreed with some of the things he said.
Probably.
So,
Yeah, he was a chauvinistic guy in some of those films.
But there's enough here to, I think, keep you entertained for a solid couple hours here. Again, I really was excited to see Richard Roundtree here as well.
His character, I thought, stole the show toward the end.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he does pop up probably in the last 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah,
tops.
30, 40. Yeah.
And he's a fun presence here. He's got some funny lines, and I enjoy this. It's literally at the end there. It's a father, son, grandfather killing roadshow,
And we're gonna have another one. We're gonna have another one. The way they set it up, so
Yeah, but did it make money?
it made more money than it should have.
Maybe it'll take another 20 years.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had a Shaft movie since like 2000.
With Christian
Jackson,
Bale.
Christian Bale, Jeffrey Wright. Yeah.
Awful movie, by the way. They didn't even acknowledge that movie. You notice that? They didn't even
They
come
did.
close. Well, what I'm saying is they didn't really go like flashback and see scenes from that film.
They did.
Did they? Because I don't remember seeing
There was
Christian
flashbacks.
Bale.
Yes.
Was there Christian Bale in that?
I don't know if they showed Bale. That might have been a legal thing. I don't know, but they definitely showed flashbacks.
I know they talked about in the car whenever he was getting shot.
At the very beginning of the film, they do several things of him throughout the years, and they
Oh,
shot
okay.
some new stuff, and then they also showed
didn't-
stuff.
Yeah, but they didn't show like real footage though. Right? Was it like
Yes.
was it real?
Yes.
I don't remember montages that well. Okay.
The production budget was $30 million. It's showing that it made 21 at the box office with DVD. They're gonna
That means no effing. No, they're still not going to make a sequel then. The Blu-ray's not going to make enough to break even.
How much? Okay.
Or maybe break even.
the DVDs and all that, right?
Not anymore, no. Back in the day, maybe, like for the first Austin Powers,
see
for
how
instance.
The Chinese do it, okay? The Chinese are what would help us
Oh,
out.
the Chinese are going to go crazy for Shaft.
They love Shaft.
Like I know the Chinese demographic.
But no, so what was your snowflakes on? I think I gave mine 3.5, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 3.
I'm just going to go a tad bit lower than you, which makes sense as to how we're speaking. 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, I'd say it's a fun rental.
Yeah, this is fun, and I don't know. I just like the chemistry amongst the actors in this.
Are we gonna...
So DVD, real quick, they don't make as much money nowadays.
No, man, it's all digital. It's all rentals. Like no, like people don't. Not a lot of people buy those $15, $20 Blu-rays anymore.
Do they make any off of HBO or?
They probably make something, but I don't know if it would be one. It'd have to be a hit though. Yeah. To I think get a sequel.
They negotiate those rates usually before the movie even comes out, because sometimes I think whenever what Waterboy came out, I think USA decided to get the rights to show it first.
Also too, look at it this way,
and they paid like $2 million for it.
I mean, if they do that, I guess that's one thing. Because I was also going to say, sure, like if it doesn't make much money at the box office, HBO's not going to pay them much then to air it on their show. So even if they did get a lot of ratings, like it probably is not going to make much of a difference money wise. Whether a lot of people watch it, or little people watch it, because HBO will still pay them the same amount. Because like they're not going to give them much from the get go to go.
It's what they think it'll
give
be
us yeah, exactly. So even if like that's why buying would make more sense. Like back in the day, we wouldn't have had an Austin Powers 2 if it wasn't for those VHS sales.
Yeah,
because everyone was renting and buying that movie, and it got Austin Powers 2 and 3 and maybe someday a 4. But nowadays it's a lot less. Like go to Best Buy, go to FYE. What used to be rows and rows of DVDs is now like 2 rows of DVDs. Like it's gone down a lot.
And more used.
Yeah. Well, not at Best Buy, but yeah.
So what would Netflix pay for something like this on an average movie? $1 million or something?
Well, I mean, they might pay up front, yeah. Depending on if they think the views will come. Netflix has the money, so they paid Adam
160.
They paid Sandler and Will Smith a shit ton of money.
Well, $160 million just for the Irishman movie coming up. So it was
which makes sense. Like a lot of people are talking, and they could get Oscar noms if it's allowed. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope it happens. And Steven Spielberg just
to this Irish movie.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody is.
I'm really not. I'm sorry.
Because you hate quality film.
Okay, I hate the Joker. That was quality film.
Okay.
Speaking
of the Joker, segue.
See, I'm good as
I
set you up.
Talk my top 5 Joaquin Phoenix films of all time. You didn't include Joker, did you?
I had no choice.
See, I didn't do that.
You're supposed to. It's his film. I apologize. I thought we were looking at his filmography.
Okay. I'll rewrite mine real quick.
Yeah, it takes 2 seconds probably to rewrite yours. But no, we were talking about this the other night. We were still wrapping the show and trying to figure out. And I said, "So what do we got?" And then you came up with this brilliant idea, which is I thank you for it.
Yeah, yes, it is my brilliant idea.
Every idea that he has is brilliant.
Okay, now this is getting creepy. Anyhow, you can only.
But your laugh is way better.
You can only blow smoke up one of our asses tonight, and that's how it works.
I'm not laughing about your. I'm not joking about your laugh. I'm just messing with it a couple of times.
But
it's very sincere, big, and real, and I think it's.
But okay, so we got top 5 Joaquin Phoenix.
You can't handle compliments.
I don't know.
Very well.
I can't. I am just a bad person when it comes to that.
You ready?
You got your top 5 tonight? So, okay. Hey, I texted him earlier. I wanted to make sure he had it.
Doesn't mean he's ready.
Well, it doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm going to give you my top 5 honorable mentions, and then we'll go from there. And then you'll give your top 5 if you have any.
Of course.
So my honorable mentions right now, in not particular order, the Sister Brothers, Hotel Rwanda, Buffalo Soldiers, To Die For, Inventing the Abbots. Those are my.
What's To Die For?
To Die For is with Nicole Kidman, where she hires two like drug-addled kids. Joaquin Phoenix is one of them, to kill her husband. She's like a news anchor, and it's a very good movie. You should go take a peek at it.
Nah, I like the premise.
Yeah. It's based on a true story, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so he was pretty good in that one. So what do you got for me in your top 5? Back 5.
My honorable mentions, so basically my 10 through 6, which are in order, because that's how I do things,
That's all right.
are U-Turn, Reservation Road, Hotel Rwanda, Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot, and Signs.
Oh, okay. I have one of mine that are on your honorables. This is a little up in the list, so we'll see what happens. So what do we got over there? Do you have any honorable mentions you got for us there, mister?
Nah.
Okay, so let's
I
start.
just want to get into the good stuff.
Okay, let's jump in. I will start it off. It's a small film. No one really, it's a long, older film. It's Parenthood with Steve Martin. He plays, again, Joaquin Phoenix as a child. I believe he was going by Leaf maybe at the time. I don't know. But yeah, that film to me was a Ron Howard film. Keanu Reeves, a few others off the top. I'm not very. I know Keanu Reeves was in it. He plays Diane Wiest. That film to me was just fun. It still holds up to this day. And again, there's a lot of Joaquin Phoenix plays a troubled teen, going through some heavy stuff, and it's a very good performance by him. The cast, again, stellar. Steve Martin anchors it. And like I said, it's something to look at. And so number 5 for me is Parenthood.
Nice. Actually, if you want to hear Joaquin Phoenix, he's on the ID10T podcast.
Oh.
And it's pretty good so far. He
okay.
actually mentions Parenthood about working with Ron Howard, and Ron Howard actually listening to like some of his ideas and being like, good for him, because if I was a director and a shitty teenager came up to me, I'd be like, shut up and do the role.
Well, the thing is, as we all know, Ron Howard grew up in the business like that. So,
well, that's why he said like that was maybe his guess, that he also was an actor and a kid. So it was like, he's like, no, it was very cool to me.
So
that
speaking of Joaquin, I can't
listen.
wait to listen to that now. You told me it's the
Absolutely. No, it's a fun listen too, because you don't necessarily see a lot of long form stuff with him. My number 5, I'm going to a film, and I think this is a tight 5 for me, because I would say to a degree I kind of love this top 5, like as in
Yeah, I like my top. My top 5 are pretty nice.
My number 5 is The Master.
Tell me about this. I don't think I've ever seen it.
What is that? Your 5?
Yeah.
So me and Dizzle are agreeing. We're starting off with The Master at number 5. You've never seen this?
Not that I know. What?
I've been watching it last night. Tonight, I've been watching it the last couple of days.
It's very long, so be ready to settle on in. Make sure you're ready for it. It's very long, but Philip Seymour Hoffman. Maybe it's about why am I blanking on it? What's the Tom Cruise thing?
Scientology.
It's something about that.
Oh, okay.
Joaquin Phoenix he's a drunkard, and he's kind of looking for something, and Philip Seymour Hoffman brings him in. But there are some scenes here, man, with Phoenix and Hoffman, and they're going back and forth, and oh my God, they're effing unbelievable. Like there are just some wonderful moments here. It also has some beautiful moments. There are some moments where I feel like as an editor, I really could have chopped this film a little bit. Like there's just sometimes where I'm like, okay, we get it. You love this beautiful
Paul
beach.
Thomas Anderson wrote it and directed it, so that's why it's kind of long-winded that way.
Yeah, a little bit, man. Like there's times where it's like they're staring at the beach and nothing's happening for a long time. And there's another one where like he's driving the motorcycle away, I think, and they really don't cut. Like you're just staring at the screen for like 2 minutes as he drives away. That one actually kind of works. But there's other ones where like I remember he walks in. And he goes to the reception and says, hey, where's so-and-so's office? He goes down there and he walks over and goes, hey, where's so-and-so? Oh, he'll be out in a minute. Can you wait? And then he waits for a minute. And he gets I just felt like a lot that could have been cut. I don't know. Just that's my only kind of gripe with it, is that I do feel like it's a little long-winded in times. But goddamn, were there some great moments in this film. Easily probably my favorite PTA film, in my opinion, just because there's some great stuff that should be seen here. Another reason why I'm so sad that we lost Hoffman, because performances like this, my mouth is literally watering.
And I'm not gonna knock Philip, because I loved his acting. But there's some days where I forget that he's been passed. He's passed, because I'm like, who would be great in that part? You know what I'm saying? That just, you know what I'm saying? When you think of
what do you mean he's not available?
Yeah, and I feel bad too. It's just the way it works, I guess. But yeah, I do miss him as well. He's a great actor.
Most Wanted Man by him is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I couldn't get into that one, actually.
No, I couldn't.
Love that film.
But no,
it was slow the whole way through, but then at the end, I kept watching it after I watched that. End, and he got lost over that, and how they were.
Was it Capote? Was another one that he did?
Was a middleman.
Oh, Hoffman. I mean,
yeah.
Capote, MI3. Oh my God, we'll go on forever. Yeah.
We might do that as a list one day. Woo!
any rate, I had the same thing on The Master. I enjoyed it. The scene where the police come in to arrest him or whatever, and then they fight back and forth, and then they show the next scene of them inside the jail in separate cells, and he's still trying to control them. And then they finally get back together and wrestle around on the lawn. Oh, that's some great stuff. I love that film also. I've come back to it a couple times just to see the dialogue and what's happening there. It's a lot into it to take in if you only see it one time.
Yeah, so I'll put it on my list to watch. It'll be something that I can get around to if I have a couple days to watch, and just watch it over lunch periods or whatever. My number 4 is Gladiator. Russell Crowe. He played, and then you have, Joaquin, the miserable, brother, basically. Just puts on a great evil face and just sticks with it through the whole time. Nice Oedipus complex as well. In this by Joaquin, but I just found I believe that was a Ridley Scott film, if I'm not right. Ridley Scott,
yes.
Just excellent. He gets the most out of his actors that he could possibly get, and I think to me, we're talking about Joaquin. To me, is a formidable actor. He's just a great actor. He's developed better over time, yes. And he's. I think we haven't seen the best yet from him, but. That just the way he played that character just doesn't care, basically, and he will do whatever it takes to get rid of Russell Crowe. Unbelievable film, and it's just one of my favorites, Gladiator. Last time we ever saw Russell Crowe kind of thin, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying,
man got older, Dutch.
We're not
all of us have the same body as you.
When we come out with a sequel, which they've been talking about for years, I think they've just been trying to get him into shape. I don't think it's going to work.
Did you ever see one of the proposed sequels? Is like he comes back and like he has to battle through hell or something. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a couple of like crazy premises they came up with.
But now he's just a little old. He could be somebody's mentor.
He's dead.
Well, I'm just saying he could come back. He goes through Hades. He comes through Hades, like you're saying, but he could come back as a mentor. Go figure.
Or just let the movie rest.
Well, they want him back. Ridley Scott, he's dead, or is he alive? It's the other Scott that killed himself, right?
Yeah, Ridley's alive. It's the other.
It's the other Scott that killed himself. Okay, I always get him confused sometimes. Anyway, what you got for me?
On a brighter note,
my
number 4.
What's your number 4?
It's not him. It's her. Film from a few years ago.
What?
Or is your number 4 her?
But you know what? I'm going to switch that to my honorable mention, but I had it as my number 4.
No,
so we did agree.
You guys could agree. It's nothing wrong with that.
No. But I'm going to have to switch it on my own because I forgot one of my.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I love her. It's another great performance. It's a different kind of performance here from everything we've seen. Everything so far we've said to a degree, from The Master to Gladiator to her, I think are all really cool, different kind of performances here. Here's the guy. From what I remember, it's been a little while.
Yeah.
Although I did just buy it, I think, at the Dollar Tree, which is a cool buy. As a lonely guy who gets a new smartphone, voiced by Scarlett Johansson, who does really great in voice acting here as well, and kind of gets a little bit addicted to the phone, maybe more so than he should. And there's some great heartbreaking moments here. It's a great tale of what loneliness and technology can do for you. And yeah, I just thought again, this is a film that really Spike Jonze, I think, directed it from World of the Wild Things Are. Amongst other things, and yeah, it's just really had me. It's the kind of film that's right up my alley in the kind of sad, melancholy relationship status era, like Eternal Sunshine, and yeah, I love this film.
So what did you like about it, boss man? Because
I loved it.
Nowhere in my top 5.
What's that?
I said it's nowhere near my top 5. So.
Or 10, evidently.
Yeah, not even in my top 10. I didn't like the movie. I can't help you on that.
I liked it. It was good. I felt it very relevant for the times, and that's happening more and more. And the acting, because it's not even the person's not even there, or whatever. So,
well, I look at it this way. It was almost to me, it was a good performance. I just didn't care for the movie. it kind of reminded me of Lars and the Real Girl, kind of, even though it's a fake girl. This is a fake individual, but it has kind of a weird personality.
Some people love Lars and the Real Girl.
I love Lars and the Real Girl.
Yes, a hell of a lot better.
And I didn't think her could match up to my mind. But again, that's just what we do here. We don't always agree, except for you two, it seems, with Joaquin Phoenix.
Well, no, we disagreed a little bit, because what is your number 4, Dizzle?
Well, no, one of these is going to have to be my honorable mention, because I just remembered He Won't Get Far on Foot. Yeah. And I love that film.
Speaking of that was in your honorable mention.
Well, hold on. What is your official number 4?
This will be my number 4. He Won't Get Far on Foot, and then I'll switch her to my honorable mention.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Well, so that's your number 4. Is that your number 3?
Originally, yeah.
And I will, and just because I've had problems with it,
you're talking about me having issues with my top 5.
Yeah. So that movie hit me at the right time or whatever, and I really liked it. I thought it was cool,
Yeah, my
had a friend stick with
we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this because my number 3 though is Don't Worry, He Won't Get Too Far on Foot. Okay. Great movie, as you said.
He won't. Not the word 2 is not in the title.
Don't worry, he won't get far on foot. I might have added the 2. I don't care.
You did.
I did, but I have it not written on here, so I just added the word.
That's fine. I'm not correcting your paper. I'm correcting what you said on the show. Thank you.
I would have corrected it myself.
You weren't You were moving on.
I was going. No, I was not moving on. I would have gone back and talked about.
You just said, "Oh, okay." We could have moved on like 5 minutes ago.
Now we can't. We're going to argue here like little biddies.
No.
But anywho,
I'm very cool and calm.
Yeah, I know. We're just going to get all.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I know.
Right,
I love you too. Don't worry. Get far. It's just a good film. I found his acting unbelievable. Again, these are of course all good movies by Joaquin. I've just found the realization that he played a real live a cartoonist. In Oregon, I believe. But yeah, to me it was just we went to watch this together. You and I did. It was a small. I think we were the only 2 to watch it. Actually, we were the only 2 in the theater at the time. And last year it came out, and I found it to be one of the best movies of the year. It didn't make. I think it may have not made my top. Just barely made outside the cut for top 10. But yeah, don't worry. He won't get far on foot. To me, it was just a great imaginative story, and it shows that no matter what life throws at you, a bad decision like he did with drunk driving, you could always turn yourself around and be better, right. And try to find your inner talents, no matter what anybody could tell you. So yes.
Who played My Left Foot? Was that Daniel Day-Lewis?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
That's something reminded me. For some reason, when I see this film, I keep thinking of My Left Foot or something. I don't know. And they both were powerful films to me. I think the acting was fantastic.
Yeah, but one won an Oscar, the other one didn't. No, that's the difference, I think. So what do we got for your number 3 over there? Jordan. I'm at number 3, right? Or did we just do number 3? Yeah, I just did number 3. So you do doing number 3. You had number 4 just recently. Right. So number 3. What do you got for me, Jordan?
Here, I'll show you another walk the line.
No. 5 master. 4.
Yes. 3. And now we're on 3. I just did Won't Get Far on Foot for
number
number 3.
I changed my list for Joker.
Yes.
I'm sorry. My number 3 here.
You're just looking at me blank for a moment, like, what are you talking about?
No one's talked about it yet. It's Gladiator, right? You talking about it?
Yeah.
No, and my number 3 is Gladiator. Great film from the first time I saw it back in 2000. Beautiful looking, good story of, you're rooting for Russell Crowe so hardcore from the get-go. And part of that is because of how shitty Joaquin Phoenix is. Yeah. And not by performance standards, but by how much smarmy and how much you're just fucking waiting for Joaquin Phoenix to get his head ripped off by Russell Crowe. You're rooting for that, man. And so, yeah, just great performances here. Great, slightly earlier-ish. It's the earliest for me. You To Die For, I think, beat it out for you. But it's the earliest for me,
Parenthood
I think,
was earlier.
as far as Joaquin Phoenix is. Well, my top 10, I guess I had U-Turn, which is a weird one. But that's because I like U-Turn. Yeah. But yeah, look at him there having some fun. And but I think the first time I was introduced to him as a kid, I saw this when it first came out at 10 or 11. Oh, okay. And yeah, it's a hell of a great action flick. Bloody as the day comes. And simply, I just have to say this: are you not entertained?
No, my thumb is down. My thumb is down. No,
Walk the line for my number 3.
Oh, we're going to be talking about this one for a little bit.
Very easy to be true.
I like walk.
Yours is
I'm
number
by
3.
myself, alone each day.
And I'm also going to just jump from your 3 because we'll discuss it, but we're going to do it to my number 2 because that's my number 2.
God,
Woo!
my mind on this.
I got the talent alone.
Hold on, Dutch. I want to talk too. This is my number 2.
Whoa! Look at that. We go from 3 to 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Walk the Line.
Mine,
I love Walk the Line.
Walk the Line. Joaquin and Reese Witherspoon just unbelievably good pairing. Both sing unbelievable like songbirds. This movie, I was going through I'm a very big Johnny Cash fan to begin with. To watch this film and just watch it and just to live the experience of a young Johnny Cash and learning and. To me, because I've read so many things about Johnny Cash, this was probably the best auto pick anybody could ever made from this. And it's great that they were able to sing their own songs without having to use voiceovers. I think this is one of the major pictures that they just took that risk and said, hey, you guys are going to sing. And Joaquin went out and he learned how to sing a little more and went out and play the guitar, and Johnny Cash wasn't really a big guitarist. He only played a few chords. But unbelievable chemistry. I just love this film. This is one of my favorites.
It's ruined biopics for everyone else. This is where Walk Hard and everyone else makes fun of. Yeah. Hold on, first I gotta think about my life in retrospective. And but no, he's so damn good in this. I just even said Reese Witherspoon, who I haven't seen this in a while. She almost escaped my mind for a second. But another reason why she got nominated as well, I believe.
Yeah, Joan Carter
and like I said, they sing the songs. They have the performances down here. They feel authentic here. I really love this film.
The withdrawal scene when he's in the cabin and he's going through that withdrawal. It's just a powerful scene. Because that's what he did go through.
Yeah, it's definitely a role that you almost wonder, man, what would have happened if it wasn't him? Because I almost now can't picture anyone else in this role. You know, so
they'd probably put some other person in there that
you're mine.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
I walk the line. That's a few years too early.
No, I'm just saying if you were to make it now, probably they'll try to. That's what they're trying to do.
Dane Cook.
But no, I number 2 is for Walk the Line for both of us. Number 3 was that. So Ryan, what do you got for your number 2 now?
My number 2. This may be a shocker.
Uh-oh.
Oh God!
But man, when I watched this, I almost didn't think that this was. I thought this was real, but I'm still here. I freaking blew my mind. I'm still here, man. And not only the other thing that I like about that is the whole David Letterman thing. When they blew his mind, and he got all bent out of shape because he didn't want to be in the middle of their bits and stuff. And then when everybody started wearing the beards around to all the clubs and stuff, and jumping in that at the waterfall and swimming through there and stuff, and then those who was he with? P. Diddy in that one where he'd go inside the studio. Yep. Oh man, that was just again. Something stayed with me.
He's just fearless,
Yeah,
and, you got to look at it this way: if an actor doesn't, as far as we can see, a good actor isn't afraid to do something crazy, and we've seen this. Jim Carrey goes, he's a good act. He's more of a better actor than most people think because he's done things that are a little different.
He's a damn fine actor.
Yeah, and you've seen great. Even Johnny Depp. Yeah, he could play a one-note wonder. Lately, but if you look at his back catalog, unbelievable performances because they're so variant, so different. And these actors aren't afraid. You have some actors who will never change. The one-hit pony. The one drum pony. And I'm not a very big fan of those, but I just love it when an actor knows how to change their gear and just step outside the comfort zone and just try something different and become. It's almost watching Daniel Day-Lewis transform. Scary. How good he is.
A lot of Daniel Day-Lewis. They both have that. I just love to see them.
Yeah. So that brings us, I guess, now to the number 1. It's not. I
wonder what it could be.
It's not going to be a shock.
Everybody's got this.
It's not going to be a shock because right
I
now,
wonder if it'll stay the same in a couple of years.
I do too. That was my trepidation of not putting it on the list originally, because we're riding a bit of a high right now.
No. See, the thing is though, if you watch actors as they grow, you got to include it. And I'm talking about the Joker film, and I just like to see how the actor has progressed over the years. If you watch him from To Die For or Buffalo Soldiers, of those days, and you put him now to where he's at today, total night and day. Of how he preps, how he gets together, and how you see it just happen, and you forget who you're watching on screen. Whereas some performances, a true actor, I'm just going to quote an actor. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Sam Jackson of all people to say this. If you could watch yourself on screen and you forget that's you, that means you've actually done something. And as an actor who I've acted on stage, I think Jordan's acted on stage. You've acted on stage, I believe, right? Yeah. So, if you can get to that point where the audience doesn't see you or your family doesn't see you anymore, that means you're doing your job. And I think anytime you see Joaquin Phoenix as he progresses in his building of his career, the body of his work, you forget who you're seeing. He's embodied that character, and you don't even know where Joaquin was even there. Yeah.
Does anybody know him enough as far as Wikipedia or something? Where did he learn his chops at?
He did Hollywood. Whenever River Phoenix was there, they came. Actually, if you want to read a good article, read the Vanity Fair article. With Joaquin Phoenix, very informative. They talk about his early life, how he became a vegan, and because he is a vegan, he has the only thing he does is smoke heavily. He doesn't drink, I don't believe, but he just smokes, just cigarettes. That's his big vice. And he even explained a little bit of his acting method of how he gets to where he gets, and.
I wonder if the process is the same as it always has. Probably.
Well, it's like Bobby. But okay, they talk about it where Phillips asked Bobby De Niro wants to rehearse. He wants to go over scenes or wherever else, and Joaquin doesn't do that. He doesn't like to go over the script. He just wants to be in the moment, wants to be there. Right. And Bobby De Niro wants to map it out. And they said, no, just do it. He's Bobby fucking De Niro. You got to go do this. He goes in, and he said, Phillips, who was the director, just looked at him and just said he looked like a puppy who just been kicked. He was in very bad shape because Joaquin, because he did not want to be in that room. It made him sick to do what he had to do. And even Bobby De Niro looked at him and said, okay, fine, no more. Because you're ruining the process of how he wants to act. Yeah. And I just think he's he's an accomplished young star. I know he's not young, but
that's pretty weird.
Winter Park, man, is in the house. That's where he lived for a while.
What's that?
Winter Park, Florida. He came from.
Yeah.
Then of course
that's pretty weird though. How those two. So De Niro capitulated finally and said that okay, he wants to. Because he was so, I wonder which takes they used.
Well, no, I think it was just more like the precursor before they even did the film. He didn't even want to talk to him. He didn't want to do it until he met him. I think that's what it sounds like in the interview, where because he's just one of those people.
He's a straight up Daniel Day-Lewis.
I don't think he embodies it like that, but I think he just likes the flow, the ebb and the flow. Yeah. And and like I said, I enjoy watching.
What's his name of Spring Breakers? What's his name?
Jordan, who directed Spring Breakers?
No,
was it the director?
The actor.
James Franco.
James Franco?
James Franco.
Yeah, I think he's more.
He does that kind of. He needs that too. Well, he'll stay in character the whole movie.
Yeah, I think that's what he. That's the Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah.
What was the disaster artist? Yeah, he stayed in that character the whole.
Yeah, and I credit great actors for that. I mean, if you can do it. I would never be that good, I don't think, where you can stay in character 24 hours a day. That would be rough, I think, for anybody, especially if you go down a rabbit hole.
Well, in some cases, it might be better for you because then you would stay in character instead of losing it on somebody. that your friends aren't in the audience and get kicked out of all future shows.
Is that, are you talking about experience right there, buddy?
Didn't you say that happened on Marco?
Oh, yeah. I went a little diva
You lost that. You
on that play.
You should have stayed in character.
No. My friends got to the show because I was a diva.
I'm with you on that. You
but
should have fought for that.
but I know as anyone who performs anywhere, you got to know when to fight, when not to fight. But sometimes you just lose your effing cool sometimes. But
the only way I can do it is you'd be better at it live or whatever. But when I control the camera, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I could do it a million different takes, but I know I could go through it and figure out which takes I'm going to use. So for my videos, it's easy.
Well, like the one we saw, your one with what's his name? God, I just went blank. Peter Butter Falcon guy. What's his name? Help me out. Thank you, Shia LaBeouf. That video that you did, very, very good.
It.
Yeah, you're doing a thing, but that was fun to watch because you controlled your shots and you could probably do it as many times as you need to, and that's what they do. You can do it as many times. But I got number one as the Joker. I don't know, Jordan. What do you got for us on that?
Shoo-in.
Is it number one? What do you got?
Ladder 49. So him and John Travolta. No, it's Joker.
See, look, we got it.
Oh,
we got another one right there.
Good.
Ladder 49. That's a classic in my book. It's like
it's not that bad.
It's not bad. It's not a backdraft, but it gets close.
Never seen backdraft. Sorry. But it's the Joker, man. As I said before, I give it a 5 out of 5. It's probably the only one on this list that I would give a 5 out of 5 for. Joaquin Phoenix, getting more of an in a performance. It's hauntingly beautiful, worth checking out, worth going to a theater to see, and yeah.
Did it start out slow for you guys at all, or no?
Yes, but I was fine with that because you got to get in the psyche and the wrapping up of this character. I don't think you just start off with it being any different.
I don't know. I didn't think it was that slow. I enjoyed every minute. I'm a weirdo sometimes when I go into a film. I didn't feel it.
You never get worried at the beginning.
No.
Like, wait a second.
No.
Is this gonna,
Not at all. You know what I loved? Okay, here's where I really got jazzed about. I wanted to bother you about it, but I thought that'd be the stupidest time to bother you about any movie part. But the opening Time Warner, Warner Brother credits from the 70s popped up, and I was like, I'm in. I'm 100%. This is me. I'm in.
I love all the graffiti and that old world New York. Oh, that old.
It just, I just like any.
The
I don't.
trash flying around
It just felt something.
It
Did.
It felt good. It felt warm.
And
there was nothing hokey about it.
And from that beginning,
there's no doubt about it.
And from that beginning, as soon as I saw the opening credit, it made me happy, and I can't say anything negative about. I don't even think that's negative, saying it was kind of hard to get into because I was sucked in as soon as I saw the opening freaking Warner Brothers label. That's how sad I am.
Did you see him on Stephen Colbert? He did a segment on there where he lost it on some people were getting in his ear or whatever. It must have been weird doing an interview. I'm not going to give out any spoiler alerts, but doing an interview with him after that, especially a late night. I didn't know what was the weird dynamic between those two as that they were talking about it. Then when I see the movie, I'm like, now I see what was so funny about that.
Okay. So,
all right.
So here's
what have we learned?
So let's recap here. My top 5, we'll just go through them really quick. Top 5. Number 5 was Parenthood. Number 4 was Gladiator. Number 3, Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot. Number 2, Walk the Line. And number 1, The Joker, also number 1 in the box office. And
The Master, Her, or actually we'll start off with the honorable mention, Her. The Master, 5, Don't Get Far, Won't Get Far on Foot. 4, Walk the Line. 3, I'm Still Here. 2, and The Joker, number 1. But who knows in 4 or 5 years? Let's see how this holds up. But right now, I'm thinking it's pretty solid. That's one of my favorite Jokers, and that's probably who I will be if we do a Halloween show.
Oh, we're gonna do a Halloween show.
And I've got my outfit.
And recap your top 5 there, Jordan, if you can.
Yes, sir. So my honorable mentions were, as I said, U-Turn, Reservation Road, Hotel Rwanda, Don't Worry, Won't Get Far on Foot, and Signs. My top 5 for the one and the only Joaquin Phoenix ad. The Master, Her, Gladiator, That's enough. Oh, and Walk the Line. I keep forgetting that we changed it.
Yeah.
And my number one is the Joker, baby.
There we go. So that's what we have. Joaquin Phoenix, top 5 films from both, all 3 of us. I love it when we're all 3 on the same pages. It hasn't happened a lot. Hasn't happened, but we're getting this. We're 26 shows in. I think we're finally finding that that little dial that we keep talking about. Getting that antenna up, trying to move it around.
Now all we got to do is get Tyler in here.
We're gonna get him. Yeah, he's opened up his new studio just recently. Beyonce stole the show there.
Where at?
Up in Atlanta. A big. They had a big do. It was unbelievable. Yeah, it looked great. Beyonce was there, and she was in a gold shimmery outfit. Stole the show. So if you want to pull that up, you can show everybody. But it's that time of the night. It's that time of the day. It is for the news and the notable stuff. Yes, news and notable stuff. Jordan, do you have any good news? Even bad news? I don't care.
I just got a couple of things for you, buddy. So we can wrap the show up here pretty quickly here. First, the new 007 poster.
Yes.
Is out, and it's going to be titled No Time to Die. April 2020 release there. That's fine enough for me there. It definitely fits in with their old shtick.
Yeah. The old shtick? What kind of shtick are we talking about, big guy? Yeah?
Oh, man.
You just... so what else we got?
Is that it?
Is that
No, I'm sorry.
What's the name of Tyler Perry's new studio? We're all on different notes here.
But it's in Atlanta. I don't know what the name of it is.
Because he's got another studio here.
Yeah.
It says he sold his former studio.
But this one he built. Big built. But it's huge. They even named a whole road after it. He's got an exit now coming off in Georgia now.
Oh, wow. Okay, Tyler Perry, he's got a new leading to the studio. There we go. Tyler Perry Studios, East Point.
There you go. So that's what's going on. Wow. Hey, I got some news. For us. Did you know Sony may sell the Masters of the Universe movie to Netflix? Isn't that amazing? I have been wanting to watch this film since a kid. Dolph Lundgren ruined it for us. So did Hasbro or whoever it was, Mattel, because they just didn't do a great show for that. We also have news because it made $100 million. The film that Jordan does not want to ever watch, Downton Abbey. They're coming up with a sequel, people, to Downton Abbey. Have you guys? Have
Rosie's
you?
Going to be very excited about it.
You and Rosie went out to see it.
I haven't seen it yet. She snuck in there and saw it with us.
How'd she like it, by the way? Did she love it?
She loved it.
Of course. Anyone who's seen it, they love it. They will always love it. Also, we got somebody who signed just recently to play the lead in The Matrix. His name is Hayaha Abdul Mateen 2. He lands the lead, one of the co-leads in the new Matrix franchise.
Was he?
He was in the Aquaman. Yes,
yeah.
He played the villain on Aquaman, I believe, Black Manta. Also, we got what else we got going out there, Jordan? Do you have anything else that I could find real quick?
But so Eddie Murphy was recently doing press for Dolomite is my name. They're talking about, hey, what else you got in the pipeline, after coming to America.
Yes.
And he says, still want to do Beverly Hills Cop 4. He said that's his plan right now. He's gonna make this coming to America. He's gonna try to make Beverly Hills Cop 4. And he said after that, it's gonna take a lot to get me off the couch. He said if that's how my career ends. That's how my career ends. I'm going to try to do some stand-up, and then that's going to be it. Unless you can entice me to get off my couch. Otherwise, I'll stay home with my kids. So. I
want to. You know what? If we can do a good Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Yeah.
Not Beverly Hills Cop 3, the travesty of all films.
I don't hate that one.
You didn't like that one? Or,
I don't hate it as much as you do.
I thought it was just disgusting. But yeah, I want to see, the gang back together. And let's get them all going. Judgy Reinhold, he needs a job. Give him one. So that sounds like a good time. But if it comes off, Dolomite looks fantastic. By the way,
these are all big what ifs because they've talked about Beverly Hills Cop 4 for a while. At one point, it might have been a TV show almost. So we'll see. It is kind of it's an evergreen kind of premise. It can be done totally at any point. Axel Foley is detective now or whatever it is. So it can be done definitely at any point. And yeah, write script. why not? Looks like they had so much fun with Dolomite. It's the same director for Coming to America.
He's got big shoes to fill, though, with Rudy Ray Moore, because that's classic old stuff. But I think he's got one thing going for it, is I don't think a lot of other people have actually seen all the original Dolomites.
Well, and plus, though, it's just basically a movie based on Dolomite. It's not the Dolomite films. It's Dolomite becoming Dolomite. You know, so they use that, and that's a good take on it. Instead of trying to do the Dolomite films, he's basically Dolomite saying, "I'm a star. I'm going to be a movie man," and so he goes and gets Wesley Snipes' character, who's the director of the first Dolomite. You know, when
is that coming out?
It's going to be coming out on Netflix, I believe, in November, if I'm not mistaken. Sometime in November, I believe. Right, Dolomite comes out in November.
And if we can tour Perry's studio, we got to go do that.
I will do that. Then maybe we could get him to actually do something with us. We'll put him in his own chair if that helps.
If he comes and sits in the chair, will you agree to go see his studio?
If he
comes and sits in the chair.
You know, I will. How's this? I will come to his studio, have him sit behind his desk, and we'll talk. I like it. I want to talk to the man. And he's a great inspiration.
And you know what? I enjoyed seeing that movie with you. That was fantastic. I loved that.
I thought Medea's funeral was a good one. Though Jordan and I always argue about that one. What else we got for movies? Any movie news that we know about?
Got some box office. Want to hear some box office?
Let's do some box office.
Number 5, It Chapter 2 made another $5.4 million. Number 4 is Hustlers with 6.3. Number 3 is some film called Down Abbey making $8 million. Number 2 is Abominable making $12 million. But the big winner, Chicken Dinner, is Joker making $93 million, $140 million international. So good week for Jokers.
Woo! DC is happy. Warner Brothers is finally happy.
What did they put into that? $100 million?
I don't think they probably put that much in. It shouldn't cost more than 60, if anything, 60 million. I wouldn't think. But as you look that up, I want to say thank you to everybody on the show for being here tonight. We did a heck of a job, I got to say. We all watched almost all these movies we saw together, not together, but as a group for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, multiple 3 reviews. Yeah.
And I'm very happy about that. And
you're right, $55-60 million. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm happy.
Yeah, no. How much? $60 million?
Yeah, right. I'd say $60 million, right around there.
There you go. So there you go, and all the free publicity that one would need for a successful film. But
we'll talk upcoming releases real quick.
Yeah,
you want to hit up the theaters? You got 3 big options coming for you. You got Gemini Man starring Will Smith and introducing Will Smith. You got The Addams Family coming out, and then you got Jaxie. I know I'll probably see all 3 at some point.
Yeah, we're slated to watch Jaxie no matter how it works because we got to get it for our Lionsgate deal.
And then a few days later, Schnooch to the Mother Lovin' Nooch, Jay and Silent Bob reboot on the 15th. I know we're there. Tickets already bought. I actually showed you my ticket earlier.
Yeah. I was worried about that.
Great. There's still plenty of tickets, Dizzle.
I'm going.
Okay.
Well, got to buy your ticket October 15th.
I'll show you where we're sitting. So, but I can't wait. So get out. Go watch a movie. I don't care if it's one of these that we talked about, a new one that's coming out this weekend.
Support your local cinema.
Yeah, buy some popcorn for $100. Do what you
butter.
can.
Put a lot of butter on that thing.
Well, when you're paying $100, they should just give you a whole big bag of butter to go with it. It's dreamy popcorn is sometimes. But I thank everybody again to be here. And number 26 is in the can. I'm Dutch McAllister, along with our sidekicks and co-hosts, because I'm a co-host and a
JPL
sidekick.
saying I love you more than you'll ever know.
And you, my good man.
And I love you too, baby.
There we go.
Have fun. Thank you. Go see some movies next time.
Watch some television shows. Enjoy it.
Jordan walks the line.
Yes. And I tell him he walks the line all the time, but he just pushes over a goddamn thing every time.
That it?
That's it, boss. We are good. Wrapping it up.
That it?
That's it. We got no more. How about the how about Cocaine Blues? You want to sing that one?
I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you, because you're mine. I walk the line
Joaquin Phoenix got nothing on me and Dutch.
You've upset the Thunder Gods.